H&K USP. I've been wanting to get one of these for a while. I tried to bid on one back in January, February, but ended up getting outbid, and I came across that Jericho 941. So I got it instead, and it was a cheaper price. And I ended up getting some rifles later on, so didn't have the money to get one of these. I never didn't really look very hard. And I came across this one, and the first time it was listed, I ended up missing the bid on it, and nobody else bid on it. I guess because it was an older one, that kind of thing. I mean, the price seemed okay to me, but unfortunately, because I waited a week, I won the auction June the 24th. Today is July the 22nd, so almost a month later. It actually came to my FFL July 18th. But the seller called me the evening that I won it, and he said, "I hate to do it to you, and I should have edited the listing, but on Thursday I'm going out of town for 2 weeks." And I looked at the cost of overnighting payment was going to be like $20, which has been the same as covering PayPal fees. Well, if I sent it priority, it was only $5. So I went ahead and sent it priority that Monday, and then forwarded his info to my FFL. Then my FFL sends me an email back on Tuesday, and he said, "I hate to do it to you, but I'm out of town right now till Sunday, and my laptop doesn't have a current copy of my license." It's like, well, I'll have to be waiting 2 weeks then. And the seller, he was real apologetic about it. You know, he wished he would have edited the listing to say that. I probably would have waited on bidding on it. And so he refunded the shipping back to me, and then when he got back, he sent it to me. So here it is. Let me get it out of the box here. I mean, you get, of course, this is the older style, you know, gray case compared to the black ones that are padded. You get two 15-round mags. Of course, these are the, you know, they say restricted government use only, which they did for 10 years. You know, you get your manual, which, you know, got a basic field strip and all that kind of jazz. This the pistol. It's one of the main reasons I went for this particular one because of the date code here. You can see it says KD, which means it was made in '93, or that's when it was imported in, which was the first year they were introduced. And the way H&K date codes theirs, or Heckler and Koch, and that is, Koch is how you pronounce it according to their website, is the A is 0, then B is 1, and it goes on down. But H&K, for some reason, they skip J. While Sig Sauer, they date code theirs the same way, but they skip I instead. For some reason, it's just the German thing, I guess. I'm not quite sure. About the only thing it's different between this one compared to new ones is it has the standard rifling, which I know you're not going to be able to see. I got a flashlight around here somewhere. Let me see if I can get it in there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the standard rifling or not, instead of the polygonal, which they only did it for the first year. I guess you can see that in there. I'm not quite sure if it's showing up right or not. But that's really the only difference. And I think they, another guy pointed out, which I didn't notice, is it says, you know, H&K USP in small letters. For now, it's just a big USP mark right there. And another thing that's kind of cool about it is you can carry it cocked and locked. This is the variant 1 model, or it's a decocker. And you can also, well, carry it in safe mode, with double action safe mode, which I wouldn't do. I would have it like this, you know, ready to go, and then you got single action, which you put it right there. The double action pull, it was my trigger pull scale only goes to 10 pounds, and it was exceeding past that. Single action was around 5.5 to 6. The weight on this, it's 1 pound 12 ounces unloaded, or 2 pounds 3 ounces loaded, so it's about comparable to any other sort of polymer. I might get all my other 9mm out one day and then kind of do a comparison of all them, the weights and stuff like that. But overall, I really like the feel of it. I've handled these plenty of times at gun shows, but I've never been able to pull, you know, dry fire. I mean, I was kind of worried about the trigger, you know, being kind of shitty, the way most some polymer guns are, but it's not a bad. I mean, the reset's not the greatest the way it is, but still pretty good. And this was listed as being new in the box, unfired, and looking at the breech face, which You might be able to tell in there. It looks overall unfired except for, some wear on the barrel from just being racked and handled and that kind of thing. But no kind of exterior blemishes or anything like that. And you get 3-dot sights, which I assume you can get some night sights, of course. You got the nice Decocker. They make 18-round magazines compared to just these 15-rounders. This was a 9mm. I probably forgot to mention that. They're like $60 damn, which is way too much for one magazine. Even these, which feel pretty cheap to me, cost $30. I think there's a steel insert around along here, but that's about it compared to like a Glock, which is, it's got a full metal insert in there. So Glock magazines definitely feel a lot more better, and for the price, these are $30, which they feel like a damn $10 mag. That's probably don't cost more than $5 to make. So HK's making some damn money off them. This is the May 1993 Guns and Ammo. Probably one of the first articles they had about them, about HK's new USB. Let me zoom out of this thing. Yeah, and it talks about it. And what's good about this one is it was designed at first around the 40 Smith & Wesson, compared to like some other ones were. Well, before the 40 Smith & Wesson came out, they ended up having to beef up their guns, like the Beretta, High Power, even Glock had problems with theirs going from 9 to 40 Smith & Wesson, had to do changes and stuff like that. It's just the article, basic article on it, and I'm not going to go through it. You can look it all over and look at the different stuff on it. But if you want to find it, it's the May 1993. But I haven't shot this thing yet, so we're going to hope it shoots pretty good. It seems to feel pretty good. The only thing really I don't like about it is it just takes getting used to is the mag release right here. You have to paddle it down, or I may end up just trying to work with it. Just use your finger and do it like that. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna end up training with it. And the front strap is pretty aggressive on the grip, and the sides it don't seem too bad, but the front is definitely gives you a good feel on the handgun, and I like the overall grip of it. I don't have large hands, but I can grip it in double action fairly easy, especially even considering compared to my SIG, which I really like, or even my Beretta. This one has I get a very good easy trigger pull reach in double action. So, but anyway, that's the gun. I think I blabbed about enough for 7 minutes. So we'll see how it shoots. So it should be pretty reliable. It's made to shoot plus P loads or even plus P plus, which I actually have some in Federal, which I'm going to try and see how it shoots and just shoot some ball through it. So hopefully have some shooting footage in the next couple of weeks for this gun. Alright, see y'all later. Thanks.